Welcome back to this special episode of Win With Nabs. Today, we're sitting down with UFC CEO, none other than Dana White. Yes, I'm missing my math test to film this, but it doesn't really matter. Uncle Dana, welcome to the show.
Spit truth for the fighters. Tighten your straps, no pain, no gain. Feel the thunder in the rap. Win with Nabs, hear the bell, we don't fold. Legends rise here, stories always told.
Thanks for having me.
So the first question I have to ask you is, we met less than 4 hours ago. What made you agree to come on to some random 17-year-old's podcast?
Listen, I love young, aggressive people who like to win and take chances, take risks. You showed up today at the mayor's office where I got the key to the city, and
Congratulations for that, sir.
Thank you. I got to meet you and learn a little bit about you. The real question is, why would I not do your podcast? You're an absolute stud, man. I respect everything that you've accomplished at such a young age.
Thank you so much. So you said something else. You've said in the past, success doesn't just fall in your lap. You have to fight for it every day. There's something I try to ask every single guest on the Win With Nabs podcast is, what is the toughest fight been in your entire life? It could be business, personal, whatever. What's the toughest fight of your life?
I mean, right here off the top of my head, it would be going through COVID. When we went through COVID, it was without a doubt the hardest thing that I've ever done. And when you look at where we came from, how we started the sport, bought this business and had tons of crazy obstacles to overcome. Nothing compared to trying to go through COVID.
I mean, if you look at the UFC's approach with COVID, you had Fight Island, which no other company was doing something like that. And you guys were still able to keep bringing the fights to the fans. So what was that like?
Well, we had the only true bubble that really existed in sports at the time. But basically, you know, me and my lawyer would come to the office every day and get a bunch of stuff done. By the time I would drive home, which is 15 to 20 minutes, all the plans would blow up because that's how fast things were falling. The media was all aligned to try to stop anybody from trying to do anything at that time. A lot of the politicians at that time were all aligned to try to stop anything from going on. It was a very unique and weird time in American history. So it was by far the most challenging thing that I ever did.
So I want to rewind a little bit. Like I said, Win With Nabs, the underlying thesis is that winners lose more than losers do. How many no's do you think you've gotten in your life?
Oh, I mean, when we first bought this company, everything was a no. Nobody wanted anything to do with this. Nobody got it, nobody understood it, and nobody liked it.
How did you convince the Fertitta brothers to buy the UFC?
That wasn't hard.
Was that an easzy yes?
Yeah, that was when I called them. They're actually here in Miami. When I called them and told them about it, and immediately Lorenzo got on the phone and started negotiating with Bob Meyerowitz, the old owner.
At what point in your journey did you know you were built for this kind of empire stuff? Like, you knew, I can run the empire.
I knew when I was young that I didn't want to work for anybody else, that I wanted to work for myself. So, yeah, I knew young.
So something you just said, what does it feel like for the people at home to have your own autonomy? You set your own hours. I mean, obviously you're a very, very hard worker, right?
Well,
and you don't have to, I mean, obviously you have investors and stuff like that, but you don't really have to answer to anyone. What does it feel like to own your own thing and to be running your own company?
Well, there's different types. First of all, there's not just this security blanket that all I have to do is show up every day and everything's going to work and I'm going to get paid. You actually have to be very aggressive and get in there and stay on top of everything every day. And every little decision, I've been talking about this a lot with my friends lately, every little decision that you make every day can make or break you. It's like, you know, you see all these disruptors that are happening these days, where these companies, when I was growing up, that you thought would never, not only not go away, but ever have to even worry about going away. And they are. It's actually fascinating.
I mean, even if you think about how we're doing this interview, legacy media versus podcasting and social media.
100%. That's a great point. I would rather do this than do a traditional media interview.
Really?
All day.
You have problems
all
with
day
media?
long. Yeah, I don't like them. And I don't respect them, and I don't trust them.
And why is that?
I just, over the last 20 years, I've been through it all with the media, and especially again through COVID. Through COVID, I think they lied, and a lot of them lied, and a lot of them were, I don't know if it was, you've seen it on the internet where they were saying the same exact thing. They were all reading off the same script.
Oh yeah, I've seen that clip before.
Yeah, they're all reading off the same script, and there's no doubt in my mind that this was. I don't know what the end game was, whether it was to control people, and the way that you control people is you scare them. And we found out through the whole pandemic thing how easy it is to not just scare like people who live in Las Vegas or people who live in Southern Nevada or Nevada, the whole world. Like they scared the whole world, and not only the media over here, but the global media were all on the same page, reading from the same script.
Well, I think even beyond that, legacy media is just dying because creatives, like podcasters, like streamers, all these different people are just, I think, inherently more interesting to listen to than someone who has like this pre-written script. Like, okay, for example, I have questions I want to ask you, but I don't have an agenda. I have some questions.
They all had an agenda. They were all reading from the same script, and they were all aligned for whatever reason it was. We learned a lot through the pandemic and through COVID, not just about the media, but about big pharma, doctors. A lot of bullshit going on during COVID.
So I have a question for you about the UFC. You got the Lights Out, you got Bruce Buffer, you have all these different super cool promotions. What do you think makes the UFC unique from every single fight sports promotion in the world?
Well, I think the thing that makes us different than everybody else is we put on the fights that people want to see.
There's no dodging in the UFC.
Yeah, no. The best fight the best every Saturday, and that's why people love this sport.
So you just said the best fight the best. I saw recently that you made a deal in Saudi Arabia with His Excellency Turkey. Could you talk a little bit about that and what you're doing with boxing and how you're going to help reshape boxing and make the best actually fight the best? Because that's empirically been a problem. Unless there's exorbitant amounts of money being given to some of these guys, they just won't fight. So how are you aiming to solve part of that problem?
Well, I think you have to break it and rebuild it from the ground up, and that's what I'm going to do. You know, I'm not going to be the guy that runs out there and is putting on the biggest fights in boxing. I'm going to go out and find the best up-and-coming talent, and we're going to put on. It's going to be like the Contender Series. We're going to build the Contender Series in boxing. And if you look right now, when we started the Contender Series a few years ago, most of the guys who are fighting and who are popular fighters in the UFC right now came off the Contender Series. No?
I mean, even earlier, I've heard you talk before, like when you're talking in different interviews, how do you get into the UFC? Try to get onto the Contender Series. And I think it's one of the ways that the UFC uniquely is always looking for new talent, because you're not exactly in the UFC, but it's like an easier ticket to get there, right?
Well, think about this. When you fight in the Contender Series and you win, millions of people have seen you fight before you even set foot in the UFC.
You're already building an audience.
100%. Yes.
So the next question I got to ask you is, if someone made a movie about your life, what would it be called and who do you want to play you?
The Show.
Would you want Vin Diesel to play you?
It's funny. I always get asked this, and I always get these offers for books and documentaries. I don't care about any of that stuff.
You don't care about the legacy?
No, not at all. I'm never going to write a book. I'm never going to do a doc. I'm never going to do any of that stuff.
If you're not in it for legacy, then what are you in the game for?
No, I love it. This is what I love to do every day. Yeah, I mean, this is what I love to do every day. I love the people I do it with. We have a good time, and it's just fun.
It's a really refreshing take, because I feel like most people, even if you think about fighters, it's either money or legacy, but it's just love of the game, right?
Yeah, listen, we all love the money. Money is always fun, but
and how do you not let that money stop you from working as hard as you still do?
Well, I've never been motivated by that. I've been motivated by things that I like to do, and when you come out, you and your dad are going to come out to the UFC headquarters, and you'll see where we work every day and what we do. It's special. It's special. We're all very lucky, all of us, and we all feel that way, me included, that we're all lucky to do what we do and who we do it with every day, and that's the vibe there, man. That's the way everybody feels that works with the UFC.
So if you had to pick one fight of all time as your favorite fight, what would it be?
Jones Aspinall.
Is it happening?
We're working on it. I got a feeling that's going to be my favorite fight.
Can we get a rough timeline?
Yeah,
Will it be 20? Can we say 2025?
Yeah, this year, 100% this year. Hopefully this summer.
You heard it here first. Win with Nabs, Jones Aspinall. I don't care what any of y'all say. It's happening. The best fight, the best in the UFC. We'd love to hear it. What's your favorite knockout?
My favorite knockout? Wow, that's a tough one. would have to be when Chuck Liddell knocked Tito Ortiz out. That's probably my favorite knockout.
I've heard before you talked about some of your problems with Tito before.
Nah, listen, that was a long time ago. We're good. Tito's got enough problems without me talking shit about him.
So, if you were a fighter, what would your walkout song be?
I don't know. Probably something by Rage Against the Machine.
Favorite? Is that your favorite
Yeah,
band?
and the Beastie Boys. So Rage or the Beastie Boys, one of them.
Dad's waving his hands, big fan of DC Boys. Alrighty. Thank you so much for this interview, Uncle Dana. Make sure to check out this special episode of Win With Nabs. We got Uncle Dana in the house.
This kid's a beast.